Working after 60 is very different from what you expect when you're younger. Not because you can't do the job. Obviously, you can because you've got so much experience on your side. No, it's not that at all. It's because it feels different than it did 10 years ago. And it feels very, very different from 20 years ago. And that's the part that nobody talks about. Everyone talks about money, retirement, plans, but nobody talks about what it's like to still be working after 60 when your time starts feeling limited. And if you're in your late 50s or your early 60s, you're going to feel this. So here are 8 brutal truths about working after 60. Number 1, your energy is not the same. You can still do the work, we've established that. That is not the issue, but it takes a lot more out of you than it used to do. Especially if that work still demands long hours. A normal day starts feeling like a long day, and you notice it halfway through, not just at the end. You haven't got the stamina you once had. You just don't recover like you used to. You don't bounce back the next morning, jumping out of bed to get at it. And that changes how you see work, because it's not just time management that's important anymore. It's now all about energy management. Number 2, your tolerance drops. Have you heard of grumpy old man syndrome? My wife often accuses me of it. Yes, it's a thing. Small things that never bothered you, well, they just start to irritate you. Pointless meetings, busy work, micromanagement. You sit there and you think to yourself, why on earth am I still dealing with this nonsense at my age? And it's not that you've changed particularly, it's that your perspective has. You now value your time more than anything else in the world. So wasted time feels so much more heavier, and suffering fools who are 10 or 20 years younger than you, well, it's just not worth the effort, right? Number 3, you start feeling stuck. Even if you've done everything right, saved, planned, prepared, there's always something keeping you there. Health insurance, financial uncertainty. You're just not quite feeling ready to make the jump and trade the work hours for freedom hours. So what do? You stay. Not because you want to, particularly. No, not at all. It's because you're scared. You're not sure you can leave. And of course you can. And that's a different kind of pressure. Well, let me tell you something. Let this sink in. It's an opportunity to quote from my favourite book again. That is The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware. Now, one of the biggest regrets many men have is this. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Why, you might ask? Why? Because they miss out. They miss out on their kids growing up. They miss out on quality time with their partner. Now, trust me when I tell you this, no one on their deathbed wishes they had spent more time at work. Number 4, the workplace feels different. You're not in the same stage as everyone else. People around you, well, they're younger. They've got different priorities. They've got a different mindset. It's like the one you used to have. Remember that? They're not thinking the way you are. They are hustling and chasing and climbing the ladder, just like you once did. And let's not forget about that ever-changing technology landscape. AI now, another new thing that you've got to learn just to survive. And you start feeling, well, out of sync. Not wrong, just out of place. Number 5, time feels completely different. When you're younger, you think in terms of decades. Time appears to be limitless. But now, well, you know the reality. Time is a finite resource. When it's gone, it's gone. Never ever to be replenished. And that is always at the front of your mind now. You think in months, a year at most, maybe 2 tops. And now that 2/3 of your life are in the rear view mirror, not just that, how many healthy years do you realistically think you've got left? it might not be as many as you think. So how many more of these work days can you really justify? Because every work day is a trade of your time. And for what? Ask yourself, is this really worth my time? Because after 60, that question never ever goes away. Number 6, you see the game clearly. This one, well, it can make you feel a bit uncomfortable. You know the rules of the game by now, how things really work. The politics, the control freaks, the numbers, the micromanagement. And you think, this doesn't make any sense after 60. But you're still in the race, alongside the rats. Now look, you might be at the back, walking to the finish line, nearing the end of your work marathon, but you're still in the race. And that reality, well, that creates friction every day. Number 7, you start questioning everything. Your job, your routine, your decisions. You look back and you think to yourself, was it all really worth it? And you look forward and you think, well, is this how I want to spend what time I have got left? And that shift in your thinking, it's hard to ignore. Number 8, clarity hits hard. Whether you want it or not, this is the big one. You see your time so much more clearly. You see your energy much more clearly. You see your life clearly. Working after 60 isn't failure. For many people, it's a choice. For others, it's necessity. But either way, it changes how you see everything. So here's the question. If you didn't have to work tomorrow, how would you feel about that? Would you be relieved or would you be nervous? Because that answer tells you exactly where you are right now. What about you? Are you still working after 60 because you want to? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your story. Share it for others. It might help someone. Now, for some people, that's why they start trying to build something of their own, like I did with this YouTube channel. But it's easy to get stuck. So if you have a YouTube channel, but it isn't working out as you'd expected and you don't know what to fix, I do a small number of sessions every month where we go through it properly and you'll leave with a clear plan. If that's of interest, there's a link below. And if this video resonated with you, you might want to watch this one next. It's about the harsh realities of being a 65-year-old man. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.